Welcome to Turn to Your Neighbor. This is the Christian Talk Show where we talk about music, movies, the church, social media, and a whole lot more. My name is Cliff, and this is Tamika.
Hey neighbors, I missed you so much. I'm so glad to be back.
And this is Big Dre.
What up? Well, first of all, neighbors, Black Santa Gang in the building, gang, whole lot of Black Santa Gang stuff. Hey, Black Santa Gang, I'm working on some apparel ideas. If y'all can send me good pictures of Black Santas that could potentially be put on t-shirts, that's what we're doing. It's good to have the doctor back in the building. Good doctor, how are you doing?
I am excellent. I'm fabulous. I am just good. You know what I did today?
What'd you do today?
I worked out. Which is something unfortunately I hadn't done in a few weeks, but I'm doing so good. So I have the endorphins just on point right now.
When that kicks in and that buzz kicks in, I thought, first of all, as a big boy, I thought for years that whole endorphin thing was some garbage. I tell you what, when I come
Dre,
back,
believe science.
Yeah, I know. Who do I sound like now, right? When I come back in the house at like 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm just buzzing, my house is like, why are you so loud right now? Like, why did my dog? Are y'all up? You ready to go? They do not like me. It kicks in.
Yes,
they are real.
I want to thank all the neighbors for hanging with us today, whether you're watching on demand or those of you that hanging with us live. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Do me a favor right now and please share so we can get more people to know about the show, to hang with us on tonight. Even if you don't share, make sure you hit the like button on YouTube, hit the like button on Facebook. That helps us out too. So we appreciate it.
Which like button do I have to hit? I got to hit this one. Okay. Bam, hitting like buttons. Hey, there's a whole lot of y'all that I'm finding out that watch the show but have not either liked or followed the page.
Well, they watch the show.
Yeah.
How do you know this? Because they tell you something?
No, it's like I get these like so and so likes the show when they comment on the show, and you should invite them to follow the page. I was like, they've been watching us for like 2 years now. They don't follow the page yet. It hurts my feelings a little bit. It's okay though.
It's okay. There's some they just don't want. They just can't or don't want to watch live. They don't want to comment. They just want to watch in peace.
In peace. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, let's be real. We all have stuff we may shame watch. Like we watch it, we don't want other people to know we watch it. So this might be one of those.
Oh wow!
Oh no!
They can't watch the show. They like it. They want other people to know that they like it because they no shame.
Oh no, we have a few.
Exactly.
Some of the local community. Hey, I see you. I see you. Because when you see me, you let me know you saw me. So guess what? I see you right back.
I will say there are people who watch the show that I'm surprised watch the show.
And some people tied up. Tuesday night is a popular Bible study night, even pre-Rona and post-Rona. So some people may be Bible study zooming. You know, there was some Tyler Perry show people was watching before. I forgot which one it was, but you know, people got stuff to do. So I don't care how they watch. I mean, we got to the podcast. We got cool people check out the podcast every week. So to those people, we appreciate that. So, you know, I don't care how they watch, as long as they watch and listen.
And then let's address this part. If I can get Terry's latest comment on there, this is also why some people do not watch. Ain't no half-stepping on the neighborhood. The hood scares them off. There's a large group of ghost watchers who watch live and still don't comment because y'all be scaring them off.
They scared of everybody else watching live.
Yes. Y'all, they don't want no parts of what goes on in the hood.
There's different kinds of viewership. So some people are silent chucklers, you know, they chuckle to themselves. And then some people are like active in your face chucklers.
That's very true.
They are sharers.
But so, like Derek said, people need to understand the live chat is where it's at in the neighborhood.
It's a lot more fun.
I do appreciate you all who do comment midweek though, because when I see the comment go up, I'll try to respond to you.
Yeah. So, comment whenever you watch, comment.
We appreciate that. Tamika, we're glad you're back because some people thought that we had said something or done something.
You guys.
There was an accusation made.
We'll talk about that later. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yo, you can't even play. You see? See?
I was gone because work. I was working on a big project.
I'm about to say.
And I needed to take a little break to focus. But I'm back because, you know, I'm going to talk anyway because I like to talk. Now I just get to talk to somebody other than Chris. So it's he is grateful that I am back.
Outlet to talk to people due to quarantine.
Would Chris ever come on the air?
What happened?
Perhaps.
Chris is funny. And I would love to see Chris and Tamika on the air at the same time.
Oh boy.
I would.
I'm not even sure what that would look like.
I'm not sure either, so that's why I would love to see it. Let's just see what happens. Because Chris is hilarious. I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right.
We got a lot to get to. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
If you were off, we didn't get a chance to address this, but I want to talk about real quick. I want to honor and remember Bishop Rance Allen passed away. In case some of you don't know, Bishop Rance Allen is a gospel music legend. And I said this before, he is your favorite gospel artist. Bishop Rance Allen died 2 weeks ago now. And it was really kind of suddenly. I'm not really sure what happened. I still didn't find what the cause of death was. I think it was unexpected completely because there was artists responding that they were planning on doing stuff for his album. Like Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond both said they were currently working on the day before he passed. They were working on parts of his album. So
wow.
Rest in peace to Bishop Rance Allen. Y'all have any comments about the good bishop?
I found it very interesting, as you were saying, he's your favorite gospel singer. I found it interesting to go down my timeline and see exactly how many gospel singers like this hit in the chest. Like it wasn't like someone passed away and they're sad and they're reverencing them. Some folks was hurt. Yes. Like really like hurt. And so you know that I have expressed varying views on singing abilities in the past, and I have been duly chastised for those. But to see the people that I highly respect and love as artists go, and they were out there and they were hurt by this, and so obviously all due respect to him, and he's a legend in the game. You have to explain to me the one clip that I saw going around about him. Was it at Woodstock? It was something in '76. He's playing rock and roll essentially. It
was. I saw the clip. I didn't like really look into it, but
okay.
Yeah, I was surprised. It was like, man.
Now that was singing, by the way, but we ain't gonna get into that. But remembering and reverencing the good brother Bishop Rance Allen.
When I first tried to tell you that he was your favorite gospel artist, you used to laugh at me for saying that. Now you understand.
I just thought you meant like Kirk Franklin, because Kirk Franklin kept him on an album. Mm-hmm. Like he kept Bishop Rance Allen in the mainstream eye, and respected him for that, for reverencing people who are important to him. But yeah, when I saw the timeline blow up, and like people who don't even really post like that were posting, I was like, all right, okay, that's my bad.
He's an original. I think that, there's nobody like him. Every part of his style, he is an original. You knew when he was in the building. I have a cousin who's a pastor in the Kojic world, and so got a chance to see Bishop Allen in action a few times, and it was something to behold. He was one of a kind. So a lot that people can, I think, learn from him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I love gospel music. And outside of Something About the Name Jesus, I cannot name a single Rance Allen song.
Okay, well, thank you for being honest.
Neither can I. But the brother is a legend, though. That's what I'm saying, though. He's a legend because that style, his style of singing is legendary. I'm gonna play y'all a real quick clip of he did, and this is not a recorded version. They want
the Rance run. Do you have the Rance run?
I don't have. I have a little bit of him singing. He might get a run in here, but I got a little clip of him singing. He's singing Something About the Name Jesus. I think this is TBN. Check this out.
Something about the name Jesus. Wow. is the sweetest name. Anybody know? I know. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. Hey. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. Mm-hmm. It is the sweetest name. Hey, I know. Stand up and sing. Go ahead. Some people say I'm crazy, but can't explain how that I feel, yeah, when I call your name. Said it just like fire. Shut up in my bones. When the Holy Ghost gets to moving, yeah, y'all know he won't leave us alone. All because hey, something about the name Jesus.
All right, so yeah, that's Bishop Rance Allen. Rest in peace, sir. I mean, from all accounts, Bishop was a really good guy. I've never heard people say a bad thing about him, and I have heard people say bad things about other gospel artists that are well known.
Mm-hmm. You allow me. Let me know when I'm allowed to start saying some things. I got.
What you got to say about the Bishop?
Yes, I'm trying to be reverential. First of all, we ain't gonna act like that's his hair on top of his head for years. We ain't gonna act like that. Like that's a good piece he has there. Some of the pieces he had on his head was not what the Lord had ordered. Let's talk about that. Secondly, one of our OG listeners, Miss Bernice Holmes, that's your mama. She said that Rance has not always been a gospel singer. That explains some of the things that I have seen even during his gospel performances, because some of the screams coming from the audience, from certain ladies in the eye, wow! The spirit on that ain't had nothing to do with the spirit. That wasn't the spirit we was doing. That's the same spirit that got stuff thrown on stage at Luther. Like, and you can see from the way Rance was giving it up sometimes that brother had seen some other things besides the Holy Spirit in his life. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Once again, no disrespect. And you know good and darn well, by the way, Clip, that this whole clip is gonna get pulled off the internet because some algorithm gonna recognize Kirk Franklin's song, and the whole thing gonna get pulled again. Sony gonna come through and get us again.
In the background from the TVN crowd will distort the algorithm.
That's a nice tie he got on. Hey, respect to him, because as a big boy, he stayed dressed. The man stayed dressed. I will give him that. Respect to him, though. I don't know about the hairpiece, but everything else, he was doing it.
I'm staying away from that.
We ain't gonna talk about the hairpiece.
I'm staying away. I'm staying away from the whole thing. It's too soon for me.
Okay. Rest in peace, not roll on it here. In any other week, we probably go off more, play some more Rance Allen stuff, talk more. You talk about his hairpiece, whatever. But there's a lot that went on last week. The most important thing, the most well-known thing, being the presidential election. As we all know, multiple media outlets have called Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as the winners of said election, and that sparked a lot of reaction from multiple people, especially evangelical Christians, and that's what I want to talk about now, because one of the most interesting reactions. Well, this came out before we knew the official results. When we knew Biden and Harris had the lead, Paula White decided to hold a prayer about the election and about the outcome. So I want to play y'all a clip. Now, there was a lot of clips, a lot of remixes. I want y'all to see what Kevon Carter did to this. So you'll get a good idea of the clip, and Kevon Carter puts his flavor on it. So, all right, check this out.
And strike and strike and strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be the that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done right now. Africa right now, from Africa right now, they're coming here. They're coming here in the name of Jesus. From South America, they're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa, from South America, angelic forces, angelic reinforcement, angelic reinforcement, angelic reinforcement. For I hear the sound of victory. 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 I hear the.
All right, so there's a lot to talk about, but first, I'm interested to hear your comments about particularly Paula White and this whole fiasco.
Dr. Townsend, I'm clearing space. I'm gonna just let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
You know, this video gave me just tickled me, and because I have been really disgusted by a lot of the messages that I was seeing on social media from people who I call Christian brands. So people not who necessarily are ministers, but they have monetized Christianity, and it's how they, how they eat. And which is different from people who, get paid as ministers, to me at least. And so seeing this just put a lightness on it for me. It reminded me that this is her shtick. This is what she does. This is how she rolls. What is problematic about it, though, and what never ceases to sadden me, is that she has a platform and that people are drawn to it and that people are invested in it. But it's the push-ups for me.
Let's talk about it.
What is that? I've seen people do a lot of things when they don't know what they're doing. Particularly in these like altar call moments, I've seen people do lots of different kinds of things. I've never seen anyone break out into push-ups. So I find that hilarious, but I think that just captures like the chaos and insanity of the moment. They don't really know. I think it's not even fully clear because in a sense, what has been done has been done. God, we all have a vote. God knows that we have a vote. And, in the event that God did not intervene by allowing whatever the votes outcome was to hold, then that's what it was. It's like, what are you praying about?
Yeah.
At this point?
Real quick, I just want to note that, and Chris mentioned this in the chat, that Paula White is President Trump's spiritual advisor. So she was basically praying for the angels to come and assist her man. Go ahead, man.
To take care of those pesky write-in ballots, not but mail-in ballots that were just getting his butt kicked. Hilarious stuff here. Somebody put in the chat that Paula's shoulder was unholy. She was giving us a little something. She was trying to give you there's a deeper discussion.
That's a part of her brand.
There's a deeper discussion here that I'm not going to get into right now. But it is a part of her brand. It's part of what she does, and she does it intentional.
Yeah.
It is. It is not very far off of what got John Gray in trouble. I can correlate the two, but we ain't gonna get into it.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna get into it.
There's the leggings. There's the this is her.
It's a whole lot. Okay, first of all, my old girl knocked out a solid 3 or 4 push-ups, but it's the Tybo like pop-up gangster walk-off that she hit me with at the end that I didn't understand. And let me say this. When I am in the spirit and fully going in, I'm a warrior and I fully understand what it is to go in battle spiritually. Mm-hmm. And I do that. Mm-hmm. And so I understand it. And I probably have looked crazy to people before. I've never hit push-ups. Maybe now I'll start hitting the push-ups because I see it's a good way to get a couple reps in.
Hey,
get some calories in. Get your core in squats. See, we don't need people doing squats in the middle of everything because that's a Paula White distraction.
I don't need nobody.
That's a Paula White distraction. Never mind. I have more jokes there. Some of the people wearing something to what they doing, they squat in that church is going to send up the wrong spirit, and this is going to mess up what we're doing.
Prayer squat.
It's still a squat anyway. But yeah, it was sad. Here's my question. Here's my honest question. After this, if you are a follower of Paula White, first of all, does she have a church? Like an actual church that she pastors?
I forgot the name of it, but ironically enough, Zachary Timms, the guy who was in
over his church,
the Rance Allen video, that brother passed away, and she took over his church. It's a long story. She basically took the church from the wife. Long story, but yeah.
Oh,
long story short,
from Reva Timms, who now has her own church.
Because Paula White and her husband used to pastor their church, her first husband, and then they broke up. It's a whole mess. I forgot the name of it, but Paula White does have a church. To answer your question, yes.
In other words, Dre, if that shoulder could talk,
it would tell. Because I'm just saying, there's how do you show up the next day? Like, you see this clip, you see the results. It's like, nah, play it. Like, when they hit us with the results, how do you show up to service thinking that she's a legitimate prophet and or a pastor or apostle or whatever she's supposed to be? It's like, you know what? Maybe not. This is gonna mess with her money, by the way, and that's why she put out that second video that she put out. She gonna stay praying for a while. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I want to show this. So Pastor Hampton, our resident pastor, says, "So hate to be the preacher, but do angels respond to us? Did she call African angels because she colonized heaven?"
We call on angels from the global south. It was South America.
All angels from Earth. Angels. I don't know. I don't believe we have the authority to dispatch angels. I believe we ask God to dispatch the angels, but I don't believe we have that authority.
Then again, we have to pay attention to, okay, whatever we bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, whatever we loose on earth shall be loose in heaven, right? But what are you using your spiritual authority for?
Right?
It's not like, what is the evil that you are standing up against? And that's what's most troubling about this, because there was a lot of this type of very spirited Holy Ghost praying going on.
Rhetoric.
There were people outside of a Clark County voting building that looked like, when I first saw the video, they looked like they were doing like this. They looked like they were worshiping. And I'm like, why are these people worshiping? But in fact, they were praying with their MAGA hats on. Michelle Bachmann has a video where she's calling on God to smash with his holy scepter or something like that, to smash the falsehood that Joe Biden is the next president of the United States.
Some people will have to reconsider their enrollment in some churches. I really do. Some people, like, if we're talking reality here and getting away from jokes real quick, some folks are going to have to sit there and do some reconsidering of who am I being shepherded by and what spirits am I allowing to guide my spirit.
So this brings up a good transition to what I want to talk about next, is that we have seen a lot of evangelical Christians come out. We have seen a different side of many evangelical Christians as a result of this election.
Right.
And personally, I'm not happy with what I'm seeing. I'm in some ways ashamed, because a lot of them have put President Trump, they have seen him as his moral high ground as compared to President-elect Biden, and which he is not. So I'm seeing a lot of evangelical Christians use the abortion issue, and simply because President Trump is not in favor of abortion and Joe Biden is in favor of abortion, as far as his political stance, I don't know about his personal stance, but his political stance, people have used that as the moral high ground to act like Trump is a moral believer, and like he's the one, he's God's chosen one because of this one issue. And frankly, it in some ways angers me, and it's very embarrassing as a Christian.
It is embarrassing. People have to go back to, when it comes to this pro-life issue in particular, this is an issue, regardless of where you stand on it. The reason why there's this large movement around pro-life, as we understand it in this country today, is because this is a part of a strategic plan that the evangelical right constructed to try to elevate their power as a political force. And there's a documentary on Netflix called Reversing Roe, and you can learn all about it. But within that documentary, what is revealed is that as recently as the 80s and 90s, there were Republican presidents, Reagan, Bush, who are on tape saying that they are pro-choice. This is a recent development where the Republican Party has aligned with the evangelical right around this idea of abortion, around this issue of abortion. So we have to be aware of that. The other thing is there's a difference between someone being pro-choice and pro-abortion, right?
Two different things.
Most
Thank
people
you.
are not pro-abortion, right? Most people, even people who have had abortions, probably didn't wake up saying, you know what, I'm about to have me an abortion today. That has by and large been seen as a last resort. And starting off, in the 70s, when this was becoming a hot button issue, the face of abortion, which today, if you look at some of these pro-life rallies, is, they talk about how, the most dangerous place for a Black child is in the womb and all this kind of stuff. Actually, it was white women, married white women, who were some of the most prominent faces who had terminated their pregnancies for a variety of different reasons. But it was never a first resort. It was not seen as a birth control method. And so we just have to be able to unpack that, especially when people are using it as the single most significant issue that they sort of hang their entire campaign around.
Mm-hmm. It is the weaponizing of this issue that has become dangerous and burdensome, especially if you're looking at it, in my opinion, dangerous within the Christian community, dangerous and divisive. So much. In addition to this, I don't know if you all had these conversations, but it is the conversation, and it was the rhetoric of just remember, no matter who you choose, we still have to love each other, or it's all going to be okay. And it's like one of the things that I had to have some conversation with folks to truly break down the actual idea of, I daily work with people, and am one of the people directly affected of this version of America has become physically unsafe for me. Like, it's unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some interesting conversations, and actually having to get past that mindset. But it was disappointing within the church to see how many people just kept putting that up over and over again. I had to shout out my man Anthony Stauffer. He actually put a good counter to that up on his Facebook stuff, one of his many rants. But it was disconcerting to see how many people have actually believed that, and it shows you don't really quite understand what some folks have been experiencing over the last 4 years and the terror that folks have had to live with. And when I use the word terror, I don't use it lightly, because I know some folks who have lived daily in terror of whether or not they're not sure if their families are going to be together. They're literally afraid to step out the house to go to work because they're afraid they're going to get snatched and they never see their people again. And you don't know. I'm not going to start preaching right now. You don't know who may have been undocumented. You don't know, because I'm never going to use the word the term illegal human because nobody's illegal.
That's
but
right.
you don't know who may have been undocumented and the terror they lived in, just trying to go. And they pay taxes on the job that they really don't even have to. They pay the taxes, even though they're not even part of the system technically. But every day having to live in fear. And so it's been interesting to have some conversations.
Yeah. And Paris said, what moral high ground does 45 stand on? He mentions the kids and the women, all that. Yeah, that's exactly the point. He doesn't have a moral high ground to stand on. But unfortunately, there's a lot of evangelical Christians, and let's be real, because I don't really care. Most of them are predominantly the white evangelical Christians have this way of thinking. There's some black, but predominantly white evangelical. The ones who think this way are predominantly white. Not to say that predominantly white evangelical Christians say that, but the people who think this way are predominantly white, that they think because someone is pro-life and against gay marriage that, oh, this is what God wants. This is the one who God wants. This is God's choice to lead this country. And then they overlook the racism. They overlook putting kids in cages. They overlook the misogyny. They overlook the bigotry. They overlook the lies and all the other corruption just for those two issues. And that is wrong. That is not what we should be about as believers. That is misleading people. And these are people who are pastors, leaders of hundreds of thousands of people. That is the kind of way of thinking that we need to stop. That's the line of thinking that, frankly, people need to repent of because it's just wrong.
Absolutely. You know, there's one of the things that has bothered me about all of this is that there are the people, especially some Black Christian brands that I respect, who have mostly been silent. And now they want to post scriptures about, you know, blessed are the peacemakers. And there are some people that I really, up until this moment, respected. And my thing is, you can't be silent. And then when people are celebrating, not so much the victory of Biden, because we're going to have to wait and see and continue to hold him accountable, but we are celebrating the defeat of evil, of darkness, of hatred, right? That was fueled and unleashed in the last presidency, and that continues to unfold. It continues to manifest. And these people who are saying, you know, the church is so divided, the church is so divided. Name a religion more divided than Christianity. We have separated our faith into numerous denominations, some of them based on minuscule differences. Well, I baptize like this. Well, I baptize like this. Well, I go to church on Sundays. Well, I go to church on Saturdays. We have divided for years our faith.
And then we got the nerve to talk bad about each other.
Exactly.
For minuscule differences. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. These are lived practice divisions, right? And so that's within race.
Y'all hear?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, that was me. My bad.
That's within races. All these words. And that's across races, right? So where was this unified body of Christ? We've never been the unified body of Christ. And by the way, some of these same people calling for unity have no problem standing against and rebuking Christians, churches who do things that they don't agree with. They have no problem standing against and rebuking those pastors who have decided to embrace queer lifestyles, right? Then division is all of a sudden okay. But now when I am confronted with a brother or sister in Christ who I know is rooting for my demise and the demise of people who I love and care about and who look like me, now I'm supposed to sing Kumbaya, the devil is a liar, because I'm not doing it.
They want unity now that their boy lost.
That's right.
They won. Their candidate, they lost. They want unity now. They didn't want unity a year ago.
And he still is not behaving according to the conventions. He still is not behaving in a peaceful way. So where was your blessed are the peacemakers scripture for the last 4 years. And guess what? The people who would even be compelled by posts like that, we already know. We are already conducting ourselves in such a way. We're not going to slap a Trump supporter upside the head. We're not doing that. It's not worth it. But we're also not, we should not think that as believers that the righteous stand is to not hold people accountable. There has been so much unrighteousness, and we are continuing to see that. The Affordable Care Act is going to go before the Supreme Court again, right? This has a lot to do with, in the middle of a pandemic, by the way. And so there are people who, depending on what the Supreme Court decides, could, if the Affordable Care Act or parts of it are struck down and they've got COVID, guess what? That's a pre-existing condition. Right. So we are talking about all matter of evil and injustice that we're still, even with the vote, we still are going to be dealing with the manifestations of that.
Go ahead, Dre. You get the last word.
Next steps. We gonna have to start looking into it. If I'm to be honest here, and I hate to be this person, but I'm going to be this person. I need all my people to stay safe. As we approach Inauguration Day, at least in areas, I will talk about where I live, in areas similar to that, this is not over. And I've been talking to some people who have begun to realize that this is going to get a little bit rockier before this thing is over. I need people to stay safe. I need people to stay smart. I need to keep a head on a swivel. And some of this means real life changes. For myself, my wife has been afraid, like, I don't need you walking outside at 5:30 in the morning when it's dark outside. So I've had to change up how I've done my exercise routine, everything, to be safe. Yeah. It's getting heavy. So we need prayer warriors. We need people who are going to keep people covered. I would suggest,
and we need warrior.
What I'll go get into that. I would suggest if you protect yourself as you feel fit, as you see fit, as a spirit leads. And some people have invested in new locks on doors. Some people have invested in heavy artillery. If I'm to be completely honest, like the Saints is getting strapped up.
Yeah. Including, I know so many Black women. Y'all know I'm from Detroit, but I'm like, okay, this is like a stereotype now. Yep. I know so many women who I didn't realize, but I found out this year, they carry it.
They carry it. People are like, I'm talking old church mothers that I have grown up with carrying. I need my people to be safe. I need my people to be smart. Just realize this isn't over, and have your spiritual eyes and ears on. Continue to pray.
And this is not over because also this election isn't technically over.
It's not over.
There's still loopholes in the Constitution.
There's still lawsuits
that basically President Trump can kind of back away he's in and keep office. So yeah,
there are still active lawsuits there. I was reading something today that said he could resign so that Pence becomes president, and then so that Pence can pardon him. Like, there are so many, and I don't put any of these different strategies past him, but we need to continue to remain vigilant. And also in terms of our sort of civic vigilance, like, this is not over because this was a whole infrastructure. Trump happened to be the face of it for 4 years. The other thing they're thinking is that he could come back and run for re-election actually in 2024. But there's a whole infrastructure. There's a whole series of different laws and maneuvers that we are now dealing with the reality of. And this is a lot of these things aren't federal things. These are things that have come in under, sort of state or local government. And so we have to just remain vigilant all around.
Okay. So I want to get to,
yay!
I want to get to some of the, because people have fun with this whole election thing. So I want to show y'all
faith in our country.
Not that. Sorry. I want to show y'all some of the lighter things that people posted.
Keep it light. All right, let's go.
So they made a whole convocation flyer.
Yeah.
At a Biden, President-elect Biden, VP-elect Harris, Maxine Waters, the whole convocation flyer.
Oh, the title on Maxine Waters, blessed my soul. The Evangelist Doctor. Evangelist Doctor. We
for
just
the Wednesday Women's Night now.
We be making stuff up. Yo, the church will make up a title. I'll be like, where you get your PhD at, huh? Never mind. Okay, you MD, huh? Never mind. But we're gonna call you doctor no matter what. But we're gonna keep it rolling. Okay. We don't want to touch on that yet.
One, they did this flyer, the takeover, and it has Kamala Harris, Apostle Barack Obama, Prophetess Kamala Harris, Bishop Joe Biden, and Evangelist Stacey Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're gonna talk about where Stacey Abrams belong in all this at some point.
And then you see the other speakers at the bottom: Matthew Stevenson, T.D. Jakes.
Why is it?
Bishop Rance Bottoms, Minister Farrakhan.
Does that Minister Farrakhan?
Got an eclectic mix of people here.
Truly.
The Minister Farrakhan is in the building. Hey, I saw some old clips of Minister Farrakhan, like 80s, early 80s. That brother could bring that fire word. Like that brother brought that fire word. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk about oils or the spirit behind it, but he was a good orator. He understood how to capture the hearts, minds, and intentions. He is a speaker. That brother knew how to do it.
As is Stacey Abrams.
Stacey,
I watched a documentary with her at the center of it about her 2018 run for governor of Georgia. That sister is the truth.
The truth.
All day long, 100%. And I would be very afraid to come up against her in just about anything. Like, I wouldn't even play her in spades. Not against her. I wouldn't.
She gonna talk on you. She gonna talk you off more.
Oh
man.
She's powerful.
I can't deal with the comments in the neighborhood right now.
Can I you got comments to talk about?
Can I get Pastor Hampton's last one?
Wait.
Hey, Farrakhan wave has 5 oils.
We are talk about that. Is that a finger wave he has though? Is that processed, or is that? I've always wondered that myself. Okay, I'm just thought about it.
You know why?
I have no comment.
Oh, you afraid of NOI now? All the things you talk about over here. All right, go ahead, brother.
That brother is all right. No, I'm just playing. I don't know.
That brother's all right, my book. I don't want no problem with the NOI. With the nation.
Mr. Farrakhan hair do be put together though.
It do be put together.
Oh wow!
It do be put together.
Yes.
All right. So we can talk about this. This preacher, Brother Carl Lintz, had to step down. He is pastor of Hillsong, New York. Is that correct? And he had to step down due to moral failure. I'll let you take it away because I don't know that much about this story.
Brother, Justin Bieber's pastor evidently got caught out there doing an extra special laying on of hands with somebody who wasn't his wife. And he was called upon to take a seat, or I think they just removed him actually. Because Hillsong is, which I did not know, was out of Australia. I do not know anything about Hillsong.
It's huge. It's a huge
multinational church.
Empire.
I have intentionally remained ignorant on them. And so he was the pastor of Jordans and other expensive shoes, very fitted jeans, distressed jeans, and he was the pop pastor.
Says it all.
Yes, and he was a swag pastor. Moral failure. Somebody said moral failure. Yes, the moral failure being that he stepped outside of his marriage, and they asked him to sit down. And so, and he admitted it though. He ain't caused no problems. He went on Instagram. Well, I'm going to ask a question later on, but yes, he went on Instagram and said, "Yep, I messed up." And so we'll see. You know, people can be redeemed, and I hope that his wife, because they have kids, I hope they get that situation back together and back on track, or whatever the Lord would have them to do. So
is this Charlemagne's pastor?
I don't think Charlemagne actually goes to church, does he? But he knows He knows a lot of pastors.
One of these New York pastors is like his pastor. I don't know if it's him or not. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know, but that's what that brother had to do. Hey, if you can, I'm not, that's an inappropriate joke. Never mind. Hey, man, you can't play with the fire but for so long before you get caught. I understand sometimes you walk amongst the people and you can't be holier than thou, and you have to be able to access the people where they are. That brother was accessing a lot of folks in a lot of different places. And eventually you keep on walking around in it, you're going to get caught up if you are not properly encircled. He obviously didn't have an adjutant with him at all times.
Tell the people what that is. I've never heard. I know what you're talking about, but I've never heard that word for it.
It is an armor barrier. Armor barrier. Wow. Someone who has your back. Someone who keeps you covered. They are watching you. I will give you a prime example. It was very on in Ty Tribbett's career. He had an outdoor concert. It was at Greater Six Flags, Greater Adventure or something. And after the concert was over, he came down. And the brothers literally stood around him in a circle as people were trying to get through to him. Particularly, they were watching as there were a lot of young ladies who were trying to get through to him. Now, at some point, they obviously weren't there because that didn't work out later on once again. But, I wasn't supposed to bring that up. We ain't talking about that.
Yeah, shade, good.
But it is important to, when you're in certain positions of power, you got to have people to make sure that you are covering you as you are trying to cover others.
But you have an interesting theory, Dre, about why certain men, perhaps not Pastor Lintz, but certain men are more tempted than others when, they level up and, they get that extra anointing, and it comes with, 15 minutes of fame and, a Maserati and, $5 in a bank account and stuff. What's that theory?
Hold that thought, because it brings us to
I want to get into this next one. Yes.
Yeah.
Pastor John Gray, he just continues to say stuff about his situation. I mean, by now everyone knows he had we'll call it moral failures in his marriage, infidelity, mental infidelity, because he claims up and down it was not physical, emotional infidelity in his marriage, and nobody was asking him about it, but he just continues to talk about it. I don't know why, but he feels like he needs to. Go ahead, Dre.
It was interesting because he said, I didn't know, he said in his post that he's been sat down for a while, evidently at his church, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he sat down a little bit ago. Maybe it was like a couple of weeks or it was maybe during COVID sometime, but he sat down. And so he is no longer pastoring right now. A couple things on this. The post, if you go,
he's technically still the pastor of the church. He may no longer be.
He's still the pastor.
Yeah, he's still the pastor of the church. He's still he squashed it with the other gentleman, Redemption. Remember, it used to be Redemption Church, and they changed it to Religious Church. So the pastor so they had a falling out over,
they paid him his money,
paying and everything. So they squashed all that. So he has his building now, the original Relentless Church in South Carolina, I believe. He may not be functioning, but he's still technically the pastor. He may not be preaching and stuff, but
he may be taking some time.
He may be taking some time. He's still
to become the husband that Aventure deserves and the pastor that the church deserves and all that kind of
I don't know about his day-to-day preaching and activities and all the other kind of stuff, but he's technically still the pastor.
We have a couple. I'm sorry. The
neighborhood is going crazy.
The neighbors giving you some good stuff. Yeah.
They are.
First of all, wait, John Gray's a Kappa? Paris, are you a Kappa? Paris, what are you? Is that the Paris that I know? If somebody said, leave my fraternity brother alone. We were talking about John Gray. Is John Gray Greek? Anyway, emotional. Somebody also asked, what is emotional infidelity? Interesting. Depending on who you talk to, emotional infidelity is the sharing of things that should be exclusively shared, even emotionally, just inside of your marriage. And you have taken it outside of your marriage, and you are putting those emotions and that intimacy, emotional intimacy, and that's a deep conversation we can get into, that emotional intimacy into a relationship that is not the one that you are married and or betrothed to. And so that is an emotional, as what emotional infidelity.
Litmus test? If your spouse was listening to the conversation,
come on, say it, sister.
Would they have a problem with it? If your spouse was sitting right there listening to the conversation that you're having or watching whatever you're doing, if they would find it jacked up, you got a problem. Period.
And I'm not here to condemn him for what he did. I'm not here to condemn him, period. But my issue is, why is he still talking about it? If his wife, his wife is, I'm assuming she forgave him, or she's working through forgiveness. I'll say that, because she's still with him. They're still married. So I'm assuming she's working through forgiveness
for now.
Yeah. So why is he still releasing statements about it? That's my question. Like,
we had an interesting discussion off mic. It was a question of, why is he still releasing statements? He said in his Instagram post that he said, since I did this to you in public, I need to apologize to you in public.
But he's already apologized in public, hasn't he?
But I think he's apologizing again because he may have done something again.
I think this is still in reference to the last thing.
Because there's multiple infractions. Because
he said something like, I didn't do anything, and just so you guys know, I didn't do anything new. Like,
I never slept, I never touched another woman.
A whole Facebook thread about you breaking your vows, dude. Just it's like a scroll at this point. We're tired of it. Get out of my news feed.
I really just want them both to get the healing that they need.
Yes. And you can't do that on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else on the interwebs. You can't do it.
And you study this. So this is your thing. So
all right, brother, we got it now. Just go heal.
Right.
And so my theory, and I've put this out here before, and some of y'all feel it, some of y'all won't. When you look at both John Gray and Ty Tribbett, John Gray, this is what I call big boy syndrome. You've been big boy all your life. You have not been the physically most attractive typically. And then when you start to get a little bit of swag for whatever reason, and the power, the money, or the attention that you're gaining get you additional attentions, it is like a new toy. And if you have not had access to that previously, you may decide that you want to try that out and see what you can do with it. Now, he may not have ever touched anybody, but he can gain some additional emotional comfort elsewhere with new things. And then for Ty Tribbett, I made this up. I call it ugly duckling syndrome. Like, if you ain't, Ty Tribbett is not traditionally aesthetically appealing individual, a traditionally aesthetically appealing individual. And so when you add attention and power over time, back when he slipped up and opportunity comes, sometimes you mess up. And so I can understand where they're coming from. And let me make this clear. I am not in any way, shape, or form saying they're right. But people ask, how could you do this?
Right.
And for people, it's operating out of hurt. It's operating out of hurt and operates out of rejection.
And he acknowledged that. Gray acknowledged that he was broken, and he, did not, nobody's perfect, and he had all these issues, and he's still trying to spin this narrative. I don't know if he's trying to get that own check back, his Oprah Winfrey Network show. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if he's trying to make this a part of his brand. I don't know if there's a book coming. I don't know what it is, but please just stop it. Stop it until you come back healed. Nobody's saying you can't make mistakes, but handle that, just y'all too. Come back healed, and then whatever else happens, because you will make future mistakes, don't deal with it. Don't reconcile with us. Reconcile with her. And let that be that.
Reconcile with them. Dominique, if we could get what Dominique put up there, I think it's very key. And I brought this up and I was serious about it. Wear your coverings. What I grew up in, the man of God or the women of God, there's a cover. Like, even prophet, there have been prophets that come to my church. They travel with people who cover them, man or woman. They travel with people who cover them. And there is specific to have a covering over you to make sure to help you to stay in line sometimes, because there are attractions. Some people don't understand this, but there are attractions that come with ministry. It attracts people. Yeah. The same thing that attracts people to your ministry, if perverted, can very quickly attract you to something else and lead you down a totally different path. And it can be easily done if your spirit ain't right, if you ain't covered. And we're human, so we're fallible, and a hole can get there very quickly. And so you have to be covered when you are out here. It's very important.
So I don't know what their relationship is right now, but Joe Osteen used to be John Gray's pastor. John Gray used to be a pastor, an associate pastor at Lakewood. Not sure what the deal is now, but that's what it once was.
I believe he has people that he, men of God who are also pastors of mega churches that he submits to. But I think that sometimes this is something that comes out if you read Reva Tim's, Zachary Tim's ex-wife. If you read her memoir, which she released shortly after his death, you see she was talking about, this Zachary Timms, unfortunately, like he was struggling with addiction, as well as, substance abuse, as well as infidelity. And there was all kinds of interesting infidelities. Like it wasn't just like a mistress. So she talked about how, there were certain people in their church. There were people who were a part of their sort of ministry association. They was just worried about that tithe that he was bringing in. They weren't worried about him healing. They were like, okay, yep, go away for a weekend and then come back. We got to get you back in this pulpit because the tithe is down, basically. And she always believed that had they been connected to different people, that it would have saved her marriage. It would have saved her marriage.
It is Luke 12:48b, I believe it is. It's actually my favorite scripture. To whom much is given, much is expected. To whom much is given, much more is expected. And it has been something that I've kept with me my entire life. It's like, if I'm blessed with certain things, a lot's expected out of me, but to whom much more is given, much more is expected. And it does require a covering, as my man Terry Watson said, PPE for the spirit. You got it. You got it. I didn't take that as Terry right there, but yeah, it's real. Make sure you are covered at all times and all ways.
All right, brother. Do you have a rant for the people?
I do have a rant for the people on tonight.
Okay.
And this ain't gonna sync with everybody, but I'm gonna talk to my big boys. Since I've been talking about big boys again, let me talk to something that's in my spirit. As we are all on journeys, this is big boys and big girls too. As we are all on our journeys trying to find our best and most healthy selves, we all want to be involved in different ways of exercising, trying out new things. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a wave right now called the Peloton craze.
Okay.
And the Peloton craze, I want to be on board. I'm trying to give somebody my money because I got an exercise bike right now. It's right over my shoulder right there. I use it every morning. It's wonderful, but I want to get in on them classes. I saw they had a Beyonce Peloton class today. I wanted to be part of that. But the problem with all this is there's a weight limit on a Peloton. And there's a weight limit on certain types of treadmills. And until you hit a specific bigger size, you wouldn't know that you can be too big for the equipment. And it blows my mind. Why wouldn't you make exercise equipment big enough for the really big people? Because we are trying to get smaller. So make the equipment big enough for the big people to fit on it. And so I am literally telling people, I'm waiting. I'm gonna lose these LBs and I'm gonna get to that point and I'm gonna be able to fit on a Peloton. Do you realize I had to lose? That's my problem. I waited too long on my journey. My number was high. I'm coming down, but I have to lose weight so I can go try to lose more weight. It's a crazy thing. If you and some of y'all be wondering why your treadmill sounds like that when you get up, but every step you have exceeded the weight limit on your treadmill. There are weight limits on treadmills. I found an exercise bike that supported all of my weight. And it's a big boy bike. And so it is a real thing. So A, make sure you have the proper weight limit for your exercise equipment. B, make the equipment big enough. Peloton, y'all making money hand over fist for these people. Because I know a lot of well-to-do black folk with these bikes. Yeah. And they paying good money. They paying several G's for the bike, and they paying a lot of money per month for the exercise plan. Yes, I've done the research. I just can't find a size 16 exercise bike shoe. If you know where I can get a size 16 bike shoe, let me know. But what I'm saying is, why not just make an XL size bike so I can fit my big behind on it and not have to work just to be able to fit into a Peloton? That's all I'm saying. I'm done.
You know, you can do the classes and stuff though without the equipment.
I have a trainer, and so I just want the bike. I want to get on them bikes.
Okay. I'm about to say, get another bike. You get another bike and an iPad cheaper than it would cost you for the Peloton.
Yeah, now you have an iPad. I want the screen with the colors, and then when they say turn it up, I want to turn it up. I'm trying to go with them, baby.
And that, you know what? That's the point. See, here's the thing. What Peloton did, brilliant marketing.
They did
brilliant.
I'm a sucker.
You know, of all the companies, like if y'all remember, people was clowning Peloton. I'll never forget. Last semester, beginning of the year, they had an awful commercial. It went viral. I showed it to my students. They were like, "What is this trash?" They in the pandemic, they turned it around big time. They created a new narrative and created a new community. And so now it's like, oh, I have a Peloton. It's like an exclusive club.
It is.
And you know,
I want to get in.
Because of that, I want no parts of it.
I want all the parts.
I want no parts of it.
I want in the club.
Get you a cheaper bike and an iPad. Bro.
Exactly. I can't. No,
I'm outside the club. I can't even get in.
I don't like bikes anyway, but I want no parts of it. I did start working out with the trainer virtually during quarantine, and so I have all this stuff in my house. Stuff that you know, I'm building my own little gym because I couldn't go to the Planet Fitness no more. Yeah, I ain't giving Peloton no 2,000.
Peloton, I'm trying to give you 2,500, and I'm trying to give you that monthly installment.
Is that how much that bike costs?
The bike's about 25, something like that.
Lord, you could get
with the delivery installation.
Different versions of it. Yeah. They have here's the thing though. Whatever you do, neighbors, don't get that mirror.
Don't do that. Don't do that to
yourself.
Not
put that thing in your house.
No.
That is the most big brother thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
I have ever seen.
The mirror by Nordic.
Put the mirror in your house. If you buy it, put it in your garage or something. Like put it somewhere where it can never hear you and where it can only see you if you want it to see you. That is, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
The mirror is watching a video player that you can see yourself in.
They're literally watching you. Like literally.
They're watching you.
I don't get it.
But yeah. I thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I never understood about how I gotta get small just to get smaller. It's just something on my chest.
Telling you.
But that's all I got.
But I mean, you might have a business on your hand. Bikes for big people.
Bike for big people. Peloton, just make it stronger. Big boy.
You can start a whole
I can't even use it now. It's been said. Somebody gonna take it. Somebody gonna take. I got a big boy bike, but I want the one that's cool with the people I can get in with the thing. Man, they got the
build
people,
your own community.
They up there in front just sweating. I'm trying to sweat to Beyonce too. If you think I'm literally not gonna make my own playlist and have a Beyonce playlist for my ride tomorrow morning, you're tripping. Because once I saw that on the IG, like, oh. Okay.
And guess what, Dre? And it's gonna be almost the same exact experience.
But I want a community with me. I want to be able to share what I did in my kilowatt.
Because they're on these Facebook groups. Like I have some people who have been trying to convince me to do this, and I love to hear them talk about it. They always try to sell me on it. It's a whole
like a cult.
I have friends that are literally sponsored. I got friends sponsored by Peloton. He has a bike. His wife has the trainer, the little crosswalk thing, and they do it. And they're like the Peloton. They got their own hashtag and everything. I'm trying to get on there.
What ass?
I'm good.
It'll pass.
It'll pass. Maybe.
It'll pass. It will.
What you got for us, Tamika?
Okay, I got a couple quick things. If you order pizza from Panera Bread,
Okay,
you're probably the same kind of person that would order breakfast from Taco Bell, which means that your culinary taste cannot be trusted. Do not order pizza from the Panera Bread. I'm not sure why they started selling pizza. It's an awful idea, and we don't want it.
They figure they already make bread. They already got
the bread and cheese there.
No parts of it. I want no parts of it. No, there's weird stuff. You know, they can't just make a pizza. There's weird stuff in it. I don't like it. Stop mixing brands. No, you are there for bread bowls and soup and chicken salads and like quinoa grain bowls and stuff. And hot chocolate with those chocolate chip marshmallows.
Oh,
you are not there for the pizza.
I want a chocolate chip marshmallow.
You have to only do that hot chocolate like once a year. It's like a whole meal.
Mess your whole sugar up. If you pre-diabetic, it will send you right into diabetic.
Yeah. That's my quick one.
Okay.
And I expect that to pass quickly because I'm sure Panera Bread is listening.
My daughter's ordered Panera Bread pizza.
Here's the thing. I've been getting my groceries doing the contactless customer pickup for the last several weeks now because I've been very busy. And I don't do my produce this way, by the way. I just get like my packaged stuff. Every time I have gone to pick up my groceries, there are people there who have gotten out of their cars without a mask and are standing all over the people who are delivering their food in a contactless delivery. I beg of you, stay in your car or else it's not a contactless delivery. When you drive up to your little parking spot, these people have gone to great lengths to give you a sign to remind you for your safety and ours. Please stay in your vehicle. The other day, I saw a man this close to the man that was packing his groceries, and I felt so bad for that worker. If you need to be all up on the person, go into the store and get your own bleeping groceries yourself. Otherwise, stay your behind in the car. Just follow the rules, people. Just follow the rules. It's still a pandemic. We know people, getting corona, bouncing back. Some folks still ain't bouncing back. And you know what? We might not have Obamacare around for that much longer. So you need to follow the rules.
It's like that commercial. Hire him to do a job. Let him do his job.
Yeah. Hey, get Derek on the street. Get Derek on the street. First of all, it's a hilarious commercial, by the way. That commercial. Don't become your parents. Derek just told it.
I feel like I need the help.
Yep. This is what we don't need, Derek. You don't need the help, Derek. They're getting paid a good wage.
Stay in your car.
If you infect the deliverer, you infect everybody. And we all messed up.
Derek,
you're better than
I do not want to see you. And I have seen.
He says I do wear a mask. To his credit, he says I do wear a mask.
Okay, he was wearing a mask. Look, dude, stay in your car. They got it. Clean out your trunk beforehand. If they got to here's the thing. People pull up in these big trucks. You got 3 rows. Why is your trunk so full that they have to put groceries into your trunk and into your back seat?
Can we talk about it, Tamika? Can we talk about it?
What's going on?
What are we doing?
Clean out your car. Let the people put the groceries in. Guess what? If you would have put the sparkling water here and the bread over here, you know how you can do that? Go shop for your own groceries.
Go shop for your own bleeping
groceries. That simple. It's that simple.
Here's the thing. You knew where you were going. Why didn't you clean out your trunk beforehand? I went to a place one time and got the trunk clean beforehand. The person thanked me. They thanked me for cleaning my trunk. I said, what are you having to deal with on a daily basis if you're thanking me for cleaning my trunk?
It is chaos out there, okay?
It's ridiculous.
I don't care what time of the day I pick up the groceries. I don't care which store I go to that offers this service. There are people breaking the rules. There are people. I went to one last week. The dude had gotten out of his car. He was nowhere near his vehicle. What are you doing, sir?
Sir, get in the car.
Stay in your car.
Get in the bleeping vehicle.
Happening? It's like, I think that Corona, people are going to have to relearn just how to live.
You're telling the truth there. That's a real thing. We're going to have to relearn how to live. It was an off comment you made, but that's a real thing. People have forgotten. And some of y'all still don't know how to drive again because y'all have lost your minds on the roads. Some of y'all are just driving nuts. But I'm with Tamika. Tamika, this was a solid rant. Usually you just have Tamika's take. This was a rant.
This is total first world problems.
This is a great rant.
I'm trying to, but not for the people who have to pack the groceries.
That's
and
true.
Got to be all up in your Corona infected face and stay in your car. For those people, it's a third world problem. If you packing groceries at the Walmart, it's bad.
You didn't want to.
That's not bad. That's an honorable job.
I'm not saying it's not an honorable job. I'm saying that's not most people's first choice because those people aren't making a living wage. That's not most people's first choice. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that I am grateful that there are people to do that. What I am saying is, so do your job and stay in the car. Don't make their job more dangerous.
Can I get Derek again on the screen? Derek
says true, and I'm either sexist or chivalrous, but when women deliver my groceries to the trunk, I grab the heavy stuff.
No,
I
Derek,
appreciate the impulse, but
go sit down, Derek.
I can understand that. I can understand that. You want to
unless they ask.
You want to help.
If you ordered 12 cases of water and on that 9th case, her back starts to buckle, yes, kick in. Go ahead and kick in. Otherwise, stay your behind in the bleeping
She's
car.
stronger than you think.
Yes,
she can handle it.
She's out here getting her reps in for the day. She's
trying
to get her work out.
The sentiment to want to help. I'm with you on that one, brother. I understand.
Yo, both of y'all sexist. She out here.
Sexist. You just want to help.
She out here bench pressing more than y'all.
Probably so. But you still want to help.
Oh my goodness, Tamika, that was great. That blessed my soul. That was a rant. That was solid. I'm glad you're back. Welcome.
I'm back. Thanks.
It's good to be back.
We're good.
All right. Y'all had a lot to. If you take a week off, then y'all just got a lot to get off your chest.
Oh yeah, brother. It's just things on my mind. That's all. Why do I gotta lose weight to lose weight? That's the question. That's all I'm asking. Peloton, just make a big boy bite. It just takes bigger steel. Charge me $3,000 for it. To put more money on it.
This is insane, Dre.
Put $500 more steel on it.
No.
If I can't, that way I won't break it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And let me tell you something.
You would pay $3,000 for this?
I won't pay $3,000 for it. No, that's a bit much. But let me tell you this. Some of y'all, I will say, I don't mean to be mean. If you hear your equipment creaking, you exceed the weight capacity. If it sounds, this is so wrong. If it sounds like your treadmill is running out of batteries every time you step on it, there are different treadmills with different weight capacities. I know you never thought about this, but I have. I take this seriously. Just take a look at it. You ain't supposed to be on that one. I'm just telling you, it's not giving a good workout, and you're wearing down the motor. If the bike you sit on go every time you sit on it, it's not supposed to do that. It's not because it's old. It's because you exceed the weight capacity. I'm allowed to say that. It's okay. I'm there too. It's okay. But I'm just saying, just know your weight capacity of your workout equipment. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm done. I'm sorry.
You sure?
I'm good. I'm good.
They don't say that at Planet Fitness. They don't say there's a weight.
That's because they get the big stuff. Like there is levels of stuff.
Theirs can handle it.
But yeah, there are actual this is, I should know this. There are actual exercise like gym level equipment.
Oh, okay.
And that's the like the bike that I have now. You'll find this in a gym because it handles those higher levels of weight. Yes,
gotcha.
I'm done, Cliff. Yes, I
That's
know
right.
nobody cares.
No, I didn't say nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No, we got well, it was the night 20. Now it's 18. We had neighbors hanging in through both rants
Because they didn't want the life cycle break. Hey, for the big people, life cycle. Go ahead, get yourself a life cycle. It's an investment, but it'll change your life. Go ahead.
Or you could walk. That's free.
If you are living where I live right now,
not when it's cold
and it's dark, stay the heck from outside because these boys are going to be upset. And even after inauguration, give it a little bit of time.
Back in your basement or in your garage or in your
just stay strapped.
bathroom.
YouTube videos.
Stay strapped.
Yeah, YouTube videos. There's all kind of free ways to exercise.
Yo, Black Santa Gang season. We out here. Mrs. Santa Claus. We out here. Hey, Tamika, we've been doing some research for you on Mrs. Claus.
Excellent. I still have not seen the Black Mrs. Claus. I started putting up my Christmas decorations on November 1st, by the way. I appreciate the solidarity. The neighbors are in solidarity with me on this one, and I appreciate it.
Let me talk about this real quick. There is a large group of people who have put up their Christmas stuff as soon as November 1st hit. It's been a heck of a year. The Christmas season makes certain people feel better. For all you people asking about Thanksgiving and where did Thanksgiving go? Guess what? I always thought Thanksgiving was overrated. Turkey's overrated. Thanksgiving's all about the sides in any case. And I can get those same sides during Christmas. It's Christmas season. Ain't nobody sing no Thanksgiving songs. Ain't nobody give no Thanksgiving gifts.
This is a good time to put up your outside stuff. As to whether
Christmas season is upon us. I've been cranking my music. Sirius XM got all the stations on. I'm cranking it. Let's go. PJ Morton is re-releasing his Christmas album with 2 additional tracks this week.
Really?
Yes. Just in case
that is exciting.
That Christmas album goes hard.
Just in case y'all are wondering.
That is exciting.
Some of y'all didn't even know PJ Morton had a Christmas album. Y'all ain't real fans. I'm bitter now. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. I'm done.
It's okay.
All Thanksgivings matter. No, all Thanksgivings don't matter. Some of y'all. I'm not gonna say that. I'll say it. Some of y'all Thanksgivings are trash.
What?
How do you know?
Because y'all food, y'all plates be putting up look pictures? Like struggle plates. That turkey was not cooked. Most turkey is bland unless you fry that sucker. And I can't say that.
People better be prepared this year for it. This could be one of those struggle Thanksgivings. Because if people are trying to protect their loved ones who are older and stuff, grandma can't make the turkey this year. So I know we'll be here. We are not traveling because if we were to travel, we would have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks and my child his school would not allow him to go back for 2 weeks. So I was like, yeah, I love y'all, but it's not worth it.
That's why I respect you, Tamika, because you one of the honest people that would tell them that you actually left town.
Oh, absolutely.
I respect that.
Because
I know a lot of people who ain't going to do it. Yes, Leslie Odom has a Christmas album that dropped as well. I haven't heard it yet. Oh. It's supposed to be good as well. Some of y'all Thanksgivings are trash. I am ready for Coquito, though. Let's get right to the Christmas celebrations. If y'all don't know about Coquito, go let that change your life.
Now, see, we was about to close the show, and then Chris had to come up with this blasphemy. Can I prefer pumpkin pie and keep my black card? No.
Over what? Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me
over what?
Let me do it. Let me do his previous one.
Okay.
I like pumpkin pie down with sweet potato pie.
Ooh, Chris is aggressive. Okay.
No. The answer is no.
So my wife, I shouldn't have said her name. Okay. Somebody went to the store and bought a whole sweet potato pie and took one piece out of it. And I looked at it. I was like, because it wasn't patties. And I looked at it.
Not Sara Lee.
It was store brand. It was giant. Oh. And I looked at it. I said, this looks pale. It didn't look done.
No oil.
No oil. She ate one piece, or somebody ate one piece, and it has sat there ever since. That was 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I looked at it. I said, this don't even look good. It ain't got no nutmeg in this. Put it in the trash. In the trash, that thing goes. Oh, man. I'm good.
Yeah, bless his heart. I mean, I don't do a lot of baking or anything like that. I've only done one Thanksgiving by myself since in terms of doing all the cooking since we've been married. And I did get him a store-bought pumpkin pie. But I'm usually save my calories for you know what, guys. And it's not a dessert.
Liquor. Mm-hmm. You
gotta choose. Mm-hmm. You gotta choose.
You should see my lineup.
So I invest my calories where it matters.
I got 2 bottles. I had to get a shipment in from out of town. Got that salted caramel on deck. Crown.
Because look, your local store is wiped out of it.
Wiped out.
They are wiped clean out.
Clean out. I had to go from out of town, but I got my bottles on deck and I gave some away. Can I address something real quick? Because I've been personally attacked on this show. Mm-hmm. Can you bring up Richard Hampton? Yes, we're gonna talk about this.
Pastor Hampton says the big boy. I'm doing for the podcast.
Go ahead.
The big boy celebrates your weight loss, but if you lose 2 more X's from your shirt, you no longer speak for us.
I was waiting for this slander to come. I've been waiting for this.
You know how it feels. Now you know how it feels.
First of all, you never had an X.
When people
Cliff keep on trying to tell me he was husky. He just had a large and he thought he was in a husky section.
Okay.
And let me talk about this. No, bring it back up. Let me talk about this. First of all, while I have lost some poundage, I have not officially lost X's. Now, I probably could squeeze 1X down, but I don't like tight shirts. And so I'm not going to do that to myself. Now, another thing that's annoying me right now is your body loses weight in different areas. And it irks the mess out of me because right now the weight is sitting in my lower stomach and it's just not moving as fast as everything else is moving. Otherwise, I would be dropping X's left and right. Yes. But let me tell you something. I think once I hit, if you're anything below 3 X's, no, you can't talk for the Big Boys Club. I will agree with that statement. I am not there yet. 2 X's, you can just be lifted. 3 X's and up, you a big boy. I am not there yet, and I will let you know if and when. My neck is there. It's just the rest of me isn't there yet. And y'all just see the neck up at this point. So I don't respect the attack, the insinuations upon my big boyness and my character, Pastor Hampton. But I can respect what you're saying as overall, and we will reconvene the Big Boy Club. If I get below 3 X's, we'll have a talk. We will have a discussion. I'm done. I was just waiting for somebody to say something, and I was ready, but I'm good. Big boy hurt. It's all right. Church hurt. Big boy hurt. It's a special club. It's a special club. It's a special club you wouldn't know nothing about.
This is a whole identity. I learned more and more about it.
It really is.
Every week, you know, you have expectations for adultery. You have all kinds of struggles that the rest of us don't know about.
It really is.
The neighbors just have their own show. So Pastor Hampton continues by saying, we celebrate your journey to healthiness, but don't be out here looking like Slim Sharpton. We celebrate you though.
So can I touch upon this real quick? I'm sorry. It's been 2 weeks. We still have 20 people watching, so I'm going to keep going. Let me talk about this real quick. I was watching on a documentary on HBO Max. It was surrounding the death of Yusuf Hawkins, which happened in the 80s in New York. And Reverend Al Sharpton was there. It was a racially motivated killing. It was big Reverend Al Sharpton. Mm-hmm. So I've seen pictures of big Reverend Al. I have never really had a full, like almost 2-hour movie full of Big Al. I don't know what surgery he had.
No, Reverend Al.
I didn't get that one.
Reverend Al, I think he lost it naturally.
No, he didn't. That's a lie from all the hells. That's a lie from all the hells. That's an absolute lie.
Him and Al Roker, when Al Roker first
Al Roker had the surgery.
It was looking real. It looked real dicey. Then he sort of naturally gained a little weight back.
Yeah, he reinflated and so
settled into it.
He's in a good place.
Settled into it. Yeah, he's in a much better place. Yeah,
he's not in a much better place. Your brother
he deflated and stapled.
He did. He deflated and stapled.
You know, because his neck is stretched.
I just don't think he's lifting the weights like he needs to be. I'm in the weight room. I ain't gonna never look like that. I would never look like that. My wife would divorce me if I looked like that. And she told me that. My wife the other day, she was holding my hand and she said, "Ew, your hand got thinner."
Wow.
Because you can actually feel like you can feel veins in my hands now, and you can feel the bones in my hands now. And it messed her up.
Wow.
And so, no, I will never be Al Sharpton, sir. And if I look that way, you feel free to call me on it. But yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. So
he's one of the few people to lose weight and look worse.
Yes,
he looks less well.
Brother looks healthy.
He looks less healthy.
No, he doesn't.
No, he
doesn't, Cliff.
Brother's healthy. Your brother, you understand it because his head is a little larger than the rest of his body.
Because he's not supposed to be that small.
Well,
it's more.
I would rather be healthy and look funny than.
I'd rather be healthy and look funny. If he put 20 pounds on, he'd still be healthy.
Yeah.
Or just hit the weight room. One of the two. He look like a weeble wobble, but he don't fall down. Like it's just like it's okay though. But no, I ain't doing that. I'm done, Cliff. I really am.
What Max said. I don't think we could put it up, but what Max said. That's what
Al Sharpton.
I agree with that.
Oh, the second one. Mac,
we call a thing.
There was some. I thought he was sick, and so I don't think he's sick. Yeah, but yeah.
He looks like
now Adam is it on.
God rest his soul. He looks like Chadwick Boseman in this new movie. He's in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He looks so sick to me in the movie that I'm just like, I don't even know if I want to watch it.
Watch it.
It's gonna come out on Netflix. I guess sometime. But he looks really sick.
Hey, shout out everybody! Go watch Jingle Jangle on Netflix, representing the people of color. It's a Christmas movie with a bunch of black folk in.
Oh yeah, they do. Netflix be having a Black Christmas game.
But this got Mama Cosby in it. It got some other black folk in it.
Her name is Felicia Rashad.
Whatever, Mama Cosby. She will always and forever.
She's been in quite a
She's getting this cash right now. Let's be clear. And let me tell you.
And scene, give me my check.
She should have been getting this cash after the Cosby show.
There's only 15 people out here, so I'll put this out here. Mama Cosby will always be fine. Always. Mama Cosby.
No lie for me. No, you will get
no A salute to Felicia Rashad and whatever moisturizing program she is on.
It's called Black.
It's called
and, Debbie Allen both look great.
Yeah.
You know, they're sisters.
Yep. A lot of people don't know that. I'm done. Okay, I'm good.
You like the preacher who said I'm closing 10 times.
I was cool until somebody besmirched my big manness, and I was ready for it. I just had to clear it up.
It's not all on you, Chris, with the blasphemy about the pumpkin pie.
That's true.
Yeah, that had to be. That couldn't go unchecked.
There's not really a big difference between pumpkin and sweet potato pie.
Oh yeah,
there's not.
Let somebody come to your house with some candied pumpkin.
Some candy pumpkin.
I like pumpkin stuff, but there is a difference. They taste different. But I'm not a big pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie person. I'm not. I would rather have an apple pie or peach cobbler any day over either of those.
Oh, there's levels. There's peach cobbler with a thick crust. There's
Is there any other way?
Yes, because some
Are
folks
there people out here making thin crusted peach cobbler? They should stop.
Y'all have never had real good sweet potato pie in the show.
100%. It's peach pie with a thick crust, pecan pie, and then you can fill in everything else. Pecan's number 2. Peach cobbler with thick crust is where God is.
Peach cobbler thick, okay.
Because I'll eat just crust and leave the peaches there. I'll
eat
the crust with a little bit of sauce on it.
We out here.
Otherwise, it's just fruit. It's a dull fruit bowl.
Exactly.
Who are these people? Stop. You're doing it wrong.
Serious.
You do not have a thick crust.
The crust has to be on top and on bottom.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what makes it a cobbler.
That's some people
I think
don't.
that's by definition.
Some people don't put the crust on the bottom.
People, you're talking about some store-bought steak.
No, I'm telling you, I've had it from people of color.
Oh, you have to tell me who those people are, so I never have those.
I'm not going to out nobody.
Yeah, who does that?
Offline. We can have a talk. We can have a talk.
Because I have no interest in that.
No interest.
We should let the neighbors go to bed.
Yeah, we should, because I need to go to bed. I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, now you realize you got a job.
I'm hungry.
You want to think about no job 20 minutes ago.
I'm actually just hungry. Like, I want some peach pie.
I'm just going to talk over you.
Oh, do you see what Renee said? Look at this.
I tried.
Look at what Renee said. See? Blasphemy.
Top crust only.
See?
Oh,
I'm telling you, there's people out there, dog.
No.
I'm not aware of this.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Oh, no.
Is this regional?
I don't know. But it's a real thing.
Yeah, I've no.
Cliff,
you've tried to go to that ending slide.
There's so much blasphemy in this.
It's a cakey version of pumpkin pie version.
That's called dump cake. So it is a dessert,
right, which is a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, but dump cake's not. But I have had a peachy version of peach cobbler. I mean, cakey version of peach cobbler. I have had what he's talking about. It's a different consistency. It's not crust. It's more of a cake on the inside.
That's dump cake.
No,
or pineapple or like upside down cake or something.
There's nothing in it but peaches, and they call it peach cobbler.
There's nothing in it but peaches. It's peaches.
No, but dump cake has other stuff in it.
Yeah,
like
so you saying
pineapple.
Somebody makes a dish and it's just peaches, right?
But it's peaches, but it's a cakey. It's like cakey cobbler. I don't know how to describe
consistency,
brother. Trust me, as in my former life, I have tried a lot of different desserts. You gonna sit here and question me?
Okay, no.
The audacity. As the resident food connoisseur.
I'm not questioning either one of y'all.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and. All right. I want to thank y'all for checking out the show tonight. The 15 y'all that are still hanging with us, we appreciate it. We do this show every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook or on YouTube. You go to turntoyourneighbor.com to see all the ways you can watch us on demand. Links to our YouTube page. If you haven't done so, just go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we get our numbers up on YouTube so we can start collecting some of that AdSense. But we still a good way from that. But y'all, we need y'all to chip in and add to the number. Be part of the number over there on YouTube. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, just subscribe. Help us out.
Get this Peloton bike. I need that. Go ahead.
so Drake could get his Peloton. Yeah. So go to turntoyourneighbor.com for all the ways you can watch and listen if you want to check out the podcast or YouTube or Business Bully TV. Anyway, lots of ways to check out the show. All right. We appreciate y'all for hanging with us tonight. Y'all got anything else? This is your last chance. Black
Santa Gang in the building. Ho, 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 and all that. We out here. Black Santa Gang. Merchandise soon to come.
All right, thank you to everybody who hung with us, and those of you who contribute to the chat. Really appreciate it. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.